The National Human Rights Commission in the Gambia on Thursday told the public the achievements it registered and challenges encountered in 2020, as well as the priorities it has set for 2021. Speaking on behalf of the Commission, Emmanuel Diouf, the chairman, first highlighted the achievements of the Commission.
When Amadi Jobate, the activist who works for Westminster Foundation, who made certain comments and remarks and was arrested briefly by the police, and I think they even charged him, but of course those charges were dropped when we intervened with civil society. But the National Human Rights Commission was pivotal in the process by talking to the office of the IGP, and those charges were dropped. And we just recently also, headed by a panel of investigation, headed by our vice chairperson, looked into the 38 girls, the Lebanese Gambians who were in Lebanon. The Ministry of Justice also requested that as the national independent body, we do an investigation and come up with recommendation to do findings, to find out how the ladies all went to Lebanon, issues of trafficking, who facilitated their going, how were they treated, the conditions in which they lived whilst they were in Lebanon, any inhumane, degrading treatment that they suffered during that period, and also for the National Human Rights Commission to look into recommendations so that these things will not happen.
He also said the challenges his commission encountered in 2020, saying COVID-19 has affected the implementation of their programs.
Following it up on our recommendation, we had some challenges because of the COVID-19. But perhaps another area of a big challenge that we have, finance is always a big challenge for everybody. There's a lot of things we want to do, but of course you need the finances to do, and I'll talk about that quickly in conclusion in the next 5 minutes as I conclude, especially opening up of regional offices. You need funding, you need proper offices, you need vehicles to do your investigation. So finances is always a problem, so we try to, from the little that we have, we try to make the best out of it. But what we also observed as a challenge is raising awareness, where human rights is still seen by many as we live in a country that is very traditional, a country that religious, a country where the human rights has been given a Eurocentric definition, a narration. So for the Gambians to appreciate fully human rights, I think there are gaps, and this is where our work is. If we have a society which still believes in caste system, in some areas where people feel that some are nobles, some are not nobles, and because of that they are not entitled to certain rights. If we have a society where we have incidents of sexual and gender-based violence, where FGM is criminalized, yet you don't find any prosecution, it just tells us that we have issues.
Mr. Diouf later stated the priorities the National Human Rights Commission set for 2021.
One of the things, the priority areas we want to do is have a regional presence. We cannot have human rights from our secretariat. Although, as I said, we do have missions out. We send our investigators out there, but it is about time that we start having a regional presence, at least in one region, as we then escalate it into other regions. So this is a priority for 2021 moving forward. And also establishing specialized units in our secretariat. As we grow, as our work is becoming bigger, we have discussed it. We need a monitoring and evaluation unit, for example, an education and training unit. There's a lot of demand that is coming from outside now for us to do training for people, whether it's hotel school, whether it's for the civil service and other places where we have to actually have a training unit and start rolling out training for people.
The National Human Rights Commission came to in existence by an act of parliament in 2017 for the first time in the Gambia. Its mandate is to promote and protect human rights in the country, either at its own initiative or on a complaint made by any person or a group of persons. The Commission also formulates guidelines, policies, and standard operating procedures to guide and ensure that state institutions, including law enforcement agencies, uphold human rights standards that are consistent with the rule of law and justice. Reporting for Kerr, Fatou, I am Buba Gajigo.